Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. As most of you know, the last few days I have been covering a lot of the different Boar's Head, meat recall, vegetable recall, all of this tying into a lot of different listeria. Okay, listeria potential outbreaks. Right, so last night I was, reading through some of the comments you guys posted and everything. I come across somebody's comment on, have I heard that the recall was up to 7 million pounds? I literally kind of busted out laughing a little bit because I thought it was a joke. I literally thought it was a joke, and I got online and then I saw an article that said 7 million pounds of boar's head meat recalled. And I was like, This is crazy. There's no way this can be true. I didn't even know there was 7 million pounds of boar's head meat in America. Oh. And then I hit refresh on my thing, and then news articles are just popping up left and right. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Just be cautious. Be cautious. We're going to read a little bit from USA Today. I've read through several of these. Guys, I'll tell you what. This is getting out of hand. 7 million pounds. I don't even know how to really I'm pretty decent at math, but 7 million. That's hard to do math on 7 million. How do they even prepare for something? How do they even take care of something like that? Call up every store in the country and say, throw all your boar's head in the trash. Start cleaning. We're going to figure this out together somehow. I don't even know where you begin with that. I know we've had major recalls in the past, but 7 million pounds. And that's not including, was this stuff open with other meats in your deli centers? I don't even know. I was trying to do a little bit of pre-work for this video for you guys, so I didn't stumble over my words and over myself. You guys know I don't script anything. We're just going to go on, read a little bit from USA Today here, and see if we can figure out together what's going on. Now, they're still saying 13 states. They're still keeping it, I guess, at 33 hospitalizations. 2 deaths. It's going to get bigger than that. It's probably getting bigger as we sit here and talk. Now, the original number of 207,528 pounds. It was like, that was such a significant number. Like, you were right on the money with the number you gave. Or, not right on the money, but it was like to the T, right? Even the 528 pounds at the end. 207,528 pounds was the original number. A couple days later, we've reached 7 million pounds. 7 million. Let that sink in. Breathe that in for just a minute. Think of that number. Okay, USA Today says Boar's Head. I like how they have a link to Boar's Head right off the bat here on USA Today. There's a link just to go to Boar's Head. Boar's Head is recalling an additional, so maybe it's 7,207,528 pounds. It says additional. Boar's Head is recalling an additional 7 million pounds of meat and poultry. Didn't know poultry before. 7 million pounds of meat and poultry products over possible listeria contamination after a Missouri's couple lawsuits say the Virginia-based company Deli Meats made one of them deathly ill. We talked about this last night. We were talking about the Missouri couple and all of that. The recall includes 71 now. The recall includes 71 Boar's Head and Old Country products made between May 10th and July 29th, 2024, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The items range from beef, bologna, ham, liverwurst, salami, among others. So beef, bologna, ham, liverwurst, and salami, among others. Don't buy any boar's head. Don't buy any boar's head meats. I would stay away from all the delis for a while. That's just me. That's why I will not be buying any deli meat for a long time. I like fresh deli meat. I like Black Forest ham, private select. We get a lot of private selection. But yeah, none of it. None of it. And we need to know, too, what's the cleaning process and all this. Okay? Now, I'm sure, let me say this at first. Before I talk about this, I'm going to step away from this for a second. We need to conversate about this for just a second. Now, I went to Kroger today and I did my Wednesday walkthrough, checking out the different deals, going over different things that a lot of people have been asking about on the channel, whether there's shortages or prices are too high, looking for the good deals for you. That video will be out tomorrow morning. It's digital coupon by the week at Kroger, so it's really the only way to save, unfortunately. So I'm looking at the produce, and I'm like, I'm looking at some sales. I notice a Boar's Head representative over in the corner. So I go over and I talk to him. I just say, hey, did you hear about you heard about the recall, right? And he's like, oh, yeah. And, he's going on about it. Or he was just saying, like it happens sometimes, And I said, yes, 7 million pounds. That's crazy. And he's like, what? So he didn't know. He knew about the initial recall, but he had no idea that 7 million pounds was now being recalled. I was looking over at the case and I noticed that everything was kind of packed in. A lot of meats missing. They had a lot of different cheeses and stuff, but all of the deli case was full. So I assume that Kroger does a pretty good job at this. It looked the cleanest I've ever seen it. Like, I could see my reflection and everything in the glass. I mean, it looked really clean. So whatever it was, I'm sure they've already gotten rid of it and everything. I was just kind of surprised that a representative from Boar's Head did not hear about the 7 million pounds. 7 million. Now, it doesn't look like it includes cheeses, and it is select products over these different things. But when you start going into a number like 7 million, you really have to question, well, okay, is the cheese made in a different facility? I don't know. He was telling me that it all started from liverwurst up in Maryland. And that could be true, but we've had, the New York Department of Agriculture. I guess Illinois has run their own thing, and then we had the Maryland running their tests and all that stuff. So it's being tested all over now, right? So I didn't want to keep going into it there because I was kind of busy, and I'm sure he was kind of busy too. He was doing like a number count or something. But I was like, a representative for Boar's Head, and you had no idea about this? Like, it was like it kind of took him a second to kind of, like, realize what I had said. Like, it's almost like how I thought last night when I read it in one of your guys' comments. I was like, no, that's got to be a joke or something. That's too much. Or if I was him, maybe not wanting to give it, maybe he wasn't wanting to give out any information or a lot of information. But I could see in his eyes, he seemed like when he caught on like, it got that big? I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, do you already know this and you just don't want to tell me? And that's fair. That's fair. I completely understand. They probably have the higher ups or whatever telling them, look, don't give any information out. Don't say nothing. I can understand that. So conversation ended. Just saying, it looked like Kroger had already cleaned it all up. And I'm sure if anything else happens, they will stay on top of it. Like I said, Kroger is always good at these kind of things. So let's go on to read here. The recall, okay, so more than 200,000 pounds of Boar's Head meats were already recalled, included in a Friday recall, ranging from packaged meat and poultry products to meat meant to be sliced at the deli. Poultry products? I guess I don't remember reading anything about poultry products. Or maybe it's been so crazy, guys. It's been a very busy weekend and a few days into the week here for me. Let me explain this real quick too. Stay with me here. I have been covering this a lot because we deal with a lot of different food on the channel. We've been covering high prices, food shortages, empty shelves, trying to find ways to save money in the grocery stores. We've been doing a lot of different things lately, and I know I've been really covering this a lot. But we have thousands and thousands of viewers on the channel who buy Boar's Head meat all the time. So I have kind of felt that it's very important that we discuss this. And now, I was about done. I was about done. I was like, okay, that's enough. Got the message out there. Got a few videos out there talking about it. We're good. People can, just look it up, look up the FDA website and all that stuff, which you still should do probably every morning before you even go to the grocery store. But I've been continuing to try and cover this because this is what we cover on the channel. We cover a lot of different food options and things on the channel. And over the last couple of years, I have gotten thousands of comments on different boar's head meats that everybody likes and ones that you get. So I have felt it kind of important to discuss this a little further. So we will have one more video documented on the possible Listeria outbreak due to boar's head meats. Let's not forget about all the vegetables that were on recall also, though. Right? And, well, that may be a continuing situation. Hopefully not. The recall comes as investigators look into a multi-state Listeria outbreak that has caused 2 deaths. Okay, so now they're... Okay. So, according to USA Today, the recall comes as investigators look into a multi-state Listeria outbreak. It's the first time we've heard multi-state Listeria outbreak that has caused 2 deaths reported in Illinois and in New Jersey. The outbreak has also left 33 people hospitalized across 13 states, federal health officials revealed earlier this month. And they have where you can view the full list of the products. The products have really kind of expanded since the last one we did. So, again, we're reading this from USA Today's article. You could literally Google boar's head recall, and you will have 100 different news articles that have covered this information. You can go directly to the FDA website, and they will have an entire list of everything that they're getting from that anyway. The recall was expanded after the Maryland Department of Health collected a liverwurst sample that tested positive for the same Listeria strain tied to a recent outbreak, according to the USDA. Quote, these items include meat intended for slicing at retail delis, as well as some packaged meat, and poultry products sold at retail locations, end quote, the agency said. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh. Page 1 of 8. Guys, we can't go over them. There's so many recalls on the, you might as well just say boar's head recall, all of it. I mean, I guess maybe not the cheeses, I don't know, but we can't go through 8 pages of recalls. This is insane. I do encourage you to look it up. Check it out, especially if you have any boar's head product whatsoever in your fridge. I would definitely check out the USA Today article that we're reading here. They have the full 8 pages. You can also find this on many other sites like Newsweek, Food Safety News, the USDA website, FDA website. There's a lot of places to find it. Google food recalls boar's head, and boom, you can pick whichever one you want. Okay, we will go over this, though. The products were distributed nationwide and exported to various nations. Oh, the products were distributed. So it's beyond the states now. It's beyond the states. The products were distributed nationwide and exported to various nations, including the Cayman Islands, Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Panama. The products have the establishment number EST dot establishment number 12612. That's the same number it's been, so it must be all over here. Establishment number 12612. Okay, or it'll say P as in Paul, P-12612. So same number, different letter. P-12612. So 12612 is the number. It'll be inside the USDA mark of inspection on the product labels. The recalled products have sell-by dates between July 29th and October 17th. I believe that's 2024, but they don't actually say the year date. sell-by dates between July 29th and October 17th. Yeah, it would have to be 2024. See the full product list and view labels, which they have links on USA Today right here. So they go on to a little. So okay, we got a little bit more information here, which I'll go over here real quick here. I didn't want to make this a very long video. It's kind of a serious update, though, guys. 7 million pounds. My goodness. Oh, geez. It's going to get bigger. I mean, that might be the totality of the meat that's being recalled, but you better believe there's going to be more to this. I won't say what, I hope and pray that there's not. I hope everybody is fine from this, but let's talk about this for just a second, because this is a little more information on the Missouri couple. Lawsuit claims 88-year-old's infection led to, quote, intensive treatment. Patrick and Sue Fleming of High Ridge, Missouri filed a complaint on Friday alleging that Sue endured a, quote, life-threatening listeria infection, end quote. After the older couple bought Boar's Head liverwurst in June, Sue, at 88 years old, required a long hospital stay and rehab. That's what it said there. It said her age again, because normally I wouldn't repeat that. But anyway, Sue required a long hospital stay and rehab as she experienced nausea, diarrhea, stomach cramping, and quote, most disturbingly, intense whole body aches, shaking, and muscle weakness, the complaint says. The complaint says that she continues to suffer, quote, neurological symptoms, fatigue, and overall weakness, end quote. The suit accuses Boar's Head and Schnucks of multiple accounts of negligence, as well as manufacturing defects and breach of implied warranty. Sue and Patrick are seeking $25,000 in injuries and damages. Quote, unfortunately, we've seen this before with deli meats, attorney Ryan Osterholm said in a press statement, quote, it gets in the facility, and if you're not doing a deep clean often enough, it sticks around. That's how listeria proliferates. This part right here we went over last night. Well, from there it gets in the food, and it makes people very sick. The people get hospitalized. I just can't say that word. And sometimes, far too often, people die. Multi-state. Okay, so basically the rest of this, they're just going on into the everything else that we've already talked about in previous videos. I am going to read the states here again, just in case you are new to this video, or new to the channel here. States affected so far, apparently there's 13 of them still. It's probably going to grow. New York, which were 12 cases, 12 hospitalizations, because these are the hospitalizations, I believe. The CDC and USDA are currently aware of 13 states with infections as a result of the outbreak. So 12 in New York, 6 in Maryland, 2 in Massachusetts, 2 in Missouri. And again, these are ones that we know of. Okay, these are just ones that we know of. And even the CDC has come out that those numbers are probably a lot higher, which, yeah. 2 in Missouri, 2 in New Jersey, 2 in Virginia, 2 in Georgia, 1 in Minnesota, 1 in Wisconsin, 1 in Illinois, 1 in Pennsylvania, 1 in North Carolina, and 1 in Indiana. Let's see, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 30. Okay, so that must not include the 2 deaths, because there's 34. And that would be just the hospitalizations that they were talking over before. So 33 or 34, but yeah, it doesn't add up to 36. Let's see. Let me double count that. 18, 22, 6, 8, 29, 30, 34. 34. So 34 total hospitalizations. There was one that I believe did not need to be hospitalized. But the other 33, and yes, that must not include the 2 that had passed away. Oh, guys, we also have a viewer who has been a longtime viewer of the channel, and she has been in the hospital. Let's all of our thoughts and prayers go out to her. And she had thought that she might have actually had listeria and had talked with her doctor, and they're not ruling out the possibility. And she had said that she lives in Tampa, Florida. Her name is Lori, and she said it was okay for me to give her name there. Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with you, Lori, and you know, who knows? I just hope that this continues to grow. This continues to grow, and we need to make sure that we're aware of this. And I know Lori was going to leave down in the comments if she got test results back from that, because it hasn't been proven that that's what it is yet. But she has been pretty ill, so our thoughts and prayers are with Lori. It's a crazy situation, guys. It really is, and I do believe that it's going to get a lot bigger than what it really is. With 7 million pounds of this being recalled, I don't care what it is, 7 million pounds of anything being recalled, it's going to be a lot more than what the numbers are adding up here. These are the same numbers of hospitalizations and stuff that we have seen over the last, since Friday. Okay, this is definitely, most definitely going to grow in numbers. And either way, just putting this out here so you guys are aware. Putting this out here so you guys are aware, and just make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to end it there, but just keep, I don't know, when you go to the store, ask questions. When you go to your grocery store, ask, what did you guys clean out your cases? It's kind of where I was wanting to go with the Boar's Head representative guy, but I figured, well, he's not going to really have much information on probably what's been cleaned and all that stuff, and I don't bother employees or anything when I'm, at the store, and I know I could have, but still, just want to, hopefully all these stores are going through the process and taking care of the problem. And Boar's Head should be sending out people to help clean too, because it's a pretty crazy situation. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will keep you updated on things that happen. Obviously, these recalls have gotten crazy. We have more videos that we have coming up in the future, some more lighthearted videos as we go along here. Make sure you stay tuned for those, as we're going to try and do some entertainment as well to try and help alleviate from some of this doom and gloom. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.